Hello, welcome to AM Reviews. I'm Angelina Marie. On this episode, we'll be talking Sistas, Season 10, Episode 7 through 9, Bridgerton, Season 4, the entire season, The Reality Check, Inside America's Next Top Model, and Sommore Chandelier Fly. Anywho, let's get into it. First up on the program, we have Sistas, Season 10, Episodes 7 through 9, which, first of all, let me talk about it. So we have a few things going on. So they kind of like stirred away from it being so Danny tough, which when we last left off, like episode 3, we found out like, Officer Green was trying to, get on Danny on that type of time. And she was like, nope, I'd already been here. You finna get this cast iron skillet. And then 4 through 6, it was kind of like, Danny, what happened to you? Was you raped? Was you not raped? If you was raped, who raped you? And we going to the police. What's going on? So now we're at the point where it's like, it's not as Danny tough. It's like, okay, let's talk about the other girl. So we got Cheyenne trying to hit up on Zach. And I'm going to say this. Fatima's pissed off, but you did not make your position known. Cause when Cheyenne literally asked you, "Who are you?" Your response was, "I work with Andy." Don't you think your response should have been, "Yeah, I work with Andy, but also this man you keep touching on, that's mine. Stop that." You didn't say that. You didn't do that. So if that girl don't know that and keep hitting on Zach, that's kind of your fault because you had the opportunity to say, "I'm his." Literally could have lifted her left hand and said, "I'm his fiance." Big ass rock on her ring, on her finger, and you decided to not do that. But I digress, child. That's what you wanted to do. Then of course we see a little bit more of like what's that baby name? What's the baby's name? Pam and what's that baby name? Right now, Lord forgive me. Maurice coming together and whatever. So then we also see like, Dr. Vaughn and Andy coming together and they end up literally going on dating and things like that. And then we see Cheyenne and Hayden coming together, which I'm not gonna hold y'all. I know some people are like, ew, but I'm like, I'm kind of for it because Hayden's been around since what, season 2? So it's like it's about time he did a sister, you know? I'm just kind of for it. And I feel like maybe by him dating Cheyenne, he might, his disdain for Andy might lessen. And it's like, there will be a true reason for you to get over Fatima because he even said, Tamara, she was like, I don't know what, Andy was like, I don't know what you speak of, sir. Tamara, what about her? Tamara, tomorrow, Tamar. I don't know what you're talking about. Tamar Braxton, we singing Love and World. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, sir. So I just kind of like that because it's like, no, it had nothing to do with the fact that you. And matter of fact, no one wanted you with Cheyenne. You just with her. Be grateful. And I kind of like the fact that they're together because it's like he finally get to be with his sister and maybe it will help him grow up and her grow up. So I'm very interested in the Cheyenne character. And then we learn a little bit more about Madison, her taking over the gym and, her being with Rich. And I do like, I'm going to say this. First of all, in my opinion, so far, Courtney is single-handedly saving Sistas, at least for me. Because by season 9, I was like, oh, okay, I think I might be out. But I didn't even show it back to Sisters interesting to about episode 6. I just buy the whole season, period. I have literally every season. So I have all 10 seasons of Sisters that I've purchased. Not to mention what's actually on streaming. No, I actually own, and not own it on multiple platforms. So it's like, no, I really like Sisters. It's not my favorite though. Probably it's up there. It's definitely up there. It's definitely my top 10. Possibly top 5, but we don't. It is what it is. But it's like, I'm not against him being with a sister. And child, when we read against it, I kind of like Sean. I can't wait to see. I feel like Cheyenne is gonna be the character to make a lot of people grow up. She gonna make damn sure she gonna make Danny grow up because Danny having to show up as this girl boss low key because she working your salon as a stylist. you're gonna have to be her boss. And more so, you're gonna have to be her big sister because when she's at your shop, you have to think about her in the way that Andy would. So it's like, and then Maurice is gonna have to come in and be like, "Oh, damn, I know Sabrina would have been her big sister. I'm be a big brother." And then Pam is like, "Damn, Karen would have been her big sister." So like Karen, not Karen, Cheyenne is gonna be the person that's gonna make Pam, Maurice, and Andy. I mean, not Andy. And Andy too, but Danny for sure grow up because they ain't got no choice. It's kind of like I know others would have filled in the gap because they love Andy so much. So I just can't wait to see like her for some and that baby wild and I can't wait to she ain't even done. That baby was sniffing powder and shit in the tub. So I'm like, what else we doing, Bookie? She's not like this boo. She got arrested for sleeping with people and sniffing powder. Like she got arrested for sleeping with people in public. Then she went and sniffed powder. I was like, okay, so she's not done. So when you get through, it's like this girl has yeah. If y'all want ready to grow up, I don't know what to tell you because she finna make literally Maurice. What? Oh Lord, what? Oh, okay, chat this. Anywho, moving on. Cause I don't want to be wrong. I be wrong. Um, I feel like she just gonna make them grow up. Um, also it's like the kind of like the Mr. Keys thing, cause I think like Fatima knows what's going on with like she don't know, but she has an idea. And she don't fully trust what's going on with Mr. Keys. And she like, Zach, when you gonna figure this out? Cause I don't want to figure this out for you because of the situation. Like if we're going off with Zatima as well, I don't want to figure this out because of the situation with your mom. So I would like for you to figure this out on your own. And I feel like he just like, I don't. I don't know what you're talking about, lady. And it's like, okay. So now I'm crazy by myself. All right, cool, whatever. But I'm gonna say this: one of the big things that's still going on in the underneath is Danny. She's my favorite character. So y'all, if you hear me talk about more extensively about Danny than any other character, I'm sorry. I'm really not sorry, but I'm not sorry. Like that's my favorite character. That's why I see myself the most. That's just my baby. That's my Bookie baby. Literally before I even knew Danny was a character, when I saw Mignon, I was like, who is shot up with the finger rave? So Mignon Vaughn is my whole draw to Sisters, and then her being a character that I can really relate to. It's just I don't ain't no I don't know what to tell you. I don't care what to tell you because it is what it is, and you like it or you don't. I don't care. It's just the truth. But anywho, Um, at this point in time, she finally decides, which I was kind of glad because I made a video, but I was like, hey, I don't want to distract Courtney. You doing a great job with the way you doing the storyline. For me personally, I don't give a care about how everybody see this because I was out of Sisters. I was like, nigga, I'm done. But when I saw what he was doing, I said, I'm interested. Eyebrow was raised. So I'm like, okay, cool. You doing this. And then I had by the time we get, I said, okay, don't drag this out too far because you drag this out too far. I am gonna be uninterested, and I love that in episode 8. I think it was at the beginning, if I remember, serves me correctly. She was like, "I can't go to the police because he's the police." Yes, bitch. Can't go to the police because he is the police. And then because Carisha was like, "Why, Danny? Why? Why is we not go?" Like, I'm confused. Help me understand why. And she was like, "I can't go to the police. He is the police." And I do like that she didn't fully say that was Officer Green, but the fact that she was like, "I can't go there because going there is it's like going to the lion's den saying that Mufasa tried. It's like going to the lion's den telling Simba Mufasa tried to attack you. It's like that ain't the that ain't the person. That ain't the way. That ain't the route. So I get it, and it's like, and she's like, I can't go to the police. He is the police. He's a sergeant. So it's like, I get it for Danny, and I love the fact that Danny is like, I can't do it because this Negro is the police. Like, what you want me to do? What you want me to do? You want me to snitch on the police? I literally told this man, and I rewatched the scene. Not because it's like, oh, I'm gonna see her get traumatized. It was like, no, I want to see what it was about. And she literally went to reach for her. Danny still went to reach for her phone to call the police. And then when he did all the extra to her, she was like, I just need to get you out of my house and get you away from me. So Danny stopped thinking about the police. But initially, when he was like, who you gonna call? The police? I am the police. She was like, and I'm still reaching for my phone. And Danny did still went to go back and look if you want to. Like, go back to look, episode 3, go back to look. And she still went to reach for that phone, and she realized, and he kept doing extra stuff, and she was like, all right, I ain't calling nobody. This man tried to end my life. I ain't calling nobody. For what? And so now it's like, are y'all gonna, and you gonna tell the police, I'm okay. And that's kind of how it became, because everybody was like, so we telling the police. And she was like, no, I tried that. That didn't work. I don't want to do that no more. So it's just like that type of situation. So you kind of see that going on. Of course, people are visiting on, what's that baby name? Sabrina, and checking in on her and things like that. So we do see Danny like kind of get up. We do, one thing I love, let me tell you something. Tony, MF and King, this Negro, she like, he like, let me take you out. She like, but I did this, and what if I, he was like, I'm sorry you cheated on me. I'm sorry I didn't protect you. I'm sorry to cause a rip. I said, damn it, Tony. She did you wrong. You apologetic. She was like, I don't have to constitute. I was like, you don't. You don't. You don't. Let me tell you something. I know I've seen comments actively on posts, like from like the on multiple posts, depending on how the video was posted or whatever, no matter the platform, and they're like, I want her with Preston. Why? We saw her with Preston and Jonah season 5 and 6, and this nigga fell both times. The landlord was like, hey yo, this is what Jonah did to her, and he was like, but can I get my dick wet? Nigga, no. No, you cannot. She's putting a fort of pillows in between you two. And you worried about your penis. You worried about your helmet. I'm confused. And then, not only that, he walked in season 6. So ain't no hearsay. Ain't no nothing. You walked in. And he was like, the next night you get literally 24 hours. Danny got her drunk and high out her mind. And he was like, so penis sweat. Like, bro, I love, I'm gonna be honest. Preston is beautiful. He's a beautiful creature that the Lord has made. He's very attractive. But when it comes to the character that Tyler Perry has written, garbage. And let that nigga be garbage. Because he's garbage. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Because I don't give a care. There's a lot of things he did wrong. But when it comes to the Jonah situation where Danny legitimately got raped, and I could really get into this, and this is gonna be a whole nother episode. But when he, nigga, what is season 5? Tony only got a few fucking episodes. Tony, not Tony. Preston has 2 seasons, season 5 and season 6. And that nigga failed them both. He walked in on season. Tony only knows what Danny told him out of frustration. Not because the landlord. Marcus Green showed up to Danny's house and banging on the door. Not the neighbors told this nigga was like, hey. He was waiting outside her door. The neighbor could have said, hey, yo, who was that little light skinned man that was banging on the door? He ain't got no eyewitnesses. He only got what Danny told him. And she didn't tell him much. and he's still doing a better job. But y'all want her with that little light skinned man with the blue eyes. Y'all want her with that little white man with the blue eyes. White skinned man because he's black, technically. But y'all want her with that white skinned man with the blue eyes. That is crazy. You want her with the white presented man with the blue eyes because he a white presented man with the blue eyes. I don't understand. I don't comprehend. Please help me get it. Because when did he do that was so great? But other than me, white skinned and white presenting with blue eyes. Oh, well, he's attractive. Tony is 90s fine. Tony look like Morris Chestnut. Tony is beautiful. That baby got beautiful eyes. He got beautiful skin. He got beautiful teeth. He got beautiful build. He got beautiful height. The man look 90s fine. So I'm confused as to what you want. I'm a millennial. Danny's character is a millennial. The woman that played Danny is a millennial. The man that is Tony, like the character, is a millennial, and the man that plays Tony is a millennial. Even the man that played Preston is a millennial. Preston is a millennial. So I'm confused. So if we go millennial, we going off 90s fine. And that's what we attracted to. So child, I'm gonna just move on to the next thing before y'all. This really gonna piss me off, and I done spent too much time on this. I done spent almost 20 minutes on this, and I'm just gonna be annoyed. So it is what it is, and we just gonna keep on going. We're gonna see what this episode 10 and 11 gonna be, and we're just going from there. Anywho, next up on the docket, and next up on the program is Bridgerton season 4. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I was a bit homeowner, but it's true. I cried, bro. Hey, so Sophia, your stepmama, why she so evil? I was like, why you hate that baby? Let me start off. All of season 4, please by all means watch. It is my favorite season of Bridgerton. I love a Cinderella story. I just don't like it when it's told from the aspect of white women. When you give me a blonde haired, blue eyed woman to be Cinderella, I'm out every time. Girl with Many Scars is one of my favorite books. I was 4 years old. It's about an indigenous woman. True story. Um, of course, the Cinderella story with Brandy and Bridgerton. So you got indigenous, black, and Asian. I'm into the Cinderella story. The moment you say blonde hair, blue eye, I'm out. Like, I don't want to see no weak white woman. We got a lot of that story. No disrespect to white women. But y'all, as white women, I'm gonna say this as a black woman. Y'all don't like other women because y'all decide yourselves to be weak women. That's on y'all. The reason why you can't play a black woman for weak because we don't allow ourselves to be weak. That's just not what not saying that there aren't weak black women because there are. But as a whole, that ain't what we raised to be. So we just not gonna be that. Asian women aren't raised to be weak. Indigenous like Sommore, it's we just not raised to be that. Our mamas look at us and be like, you gonna be strong like me. You gonna be tough like me. You gonna be smart like me. You gonna be useful like me. And white women be like, I'm gonna go from my father to my husband. It's like a fucking cufflink, like a handkerchief, bitch. Like you want to be an inanimate object when you go to that nigga. Like that's how we think. That ain't how us the rest of us women are raised. But I digress, and I ain't finna, cause I ain't white, so I ain't finna talk too much on y'all community. That's y'all business. That's y'all problem too. That's y'all business. That's y'all problem. That's y'all plight. That's y'all happiness. Whatever that may be. That just ain't that over here. And for those with the color, I digress. So I love Bridgerton. I've loved Bridgerton since season 1. I love Shonda Rhimes, so that's just I mean, please. But so I decided to watch Bridgerton, right? And I like because I saw it was like the first half of season 4. I was like, well, I'll wait till season 4 finish. Let me tell you that God. First of all, the woman that plays Sophia and then Posey, I've been liking their social media, so it after the show. Even though I love the show, it made me cry. At the show. Baby, I've been watching that social media where they was dancing. I said, get that trick off, bitch. Like, I love them. Like, they've been killing it. It's just been lovely to just watch them as a whole period. But one thing, so the first episode, which is called The Waltz, it's where Sophia decide, mind you, Sophia's technically, okay, so she's an what's it, illegitimate. She's an illegitimate lady because her father is of noble name, but her mother, well, I think, was like a maid or something, like her, like she ended up becoming. Which honestly, she didn't have to be a maid. So she was called his ward because she was not legitimate, right? On both sides, just on the father's side. So Waltz comes, she goes to the ball, to the masquerade party, because Lady Downberry did not do a party for the first party. She does, and she didn't. And Lady Bridgerton did, and the queen still attended. And because Lady Downberry like, hey yo, I'm trying to retire. Bridgerton, what you doing? She was Violet was like, oh man, taking it over. And she was trying to also pass. Oh God, what's that baby name? She was trying to pass it to the little black lady that oh my God, I can see her face, but I can't think of her name right now. She can she like kind of got the royalty, I ain't royalty, but she got the nobility in season 3. So she kind of got like Downberry because technically her son got it. Just like Lady Downberry was like her husband and her son. Like she never really herself got it, but she was able to manipulate the pieces to where she got it because it's like this baby's a minor, so you can't truly you can give it to him in name, but I'm gonna have to be the one that actually orchestrate it and rule it because I'm the adult. So that's how she got it, and that's why like Queen Charlotte, her mother-in-law was like, "Hey, you've been a worthy foe. I can't take this crying. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. I'm gonna need you to keep fighting me. We playing chess." And that's one thing if you notice, like in the season, the Queen Charlotte loved to do with like that is play chess. Because it's like, I know the way your brain works, it is perfect for chess. But I digress. It ain't Rosemary. I can't I'm so mad because I can see the lady name, her face, and I can't think of that Buki name at all. Oh my god. It really sucks. Anyway, so she's like, I'm gonna train her. And that baby ate that rolling in. She was like, "You're most interesting." She was like, "Yes!" Like, I knew I was training somebody. She was like, "How about I train you my replacement and you let me go?" So, anywho, so you got, Sophia, and she's like, had never been to a ball. And she's like, loving everything. And Benjamin is the second girl. Anthony, Benjamin, Colin, okay, let me go over. Anthony, Anthony, Benjamin, Colin, Daphne, Eloise. Mm, what's that baby name that might be attracted to a black woman? She's the G. She can't be the G. No, that's right because A B C D E F. What's that baby name? Cause her name is F. His name is E. I don't know who the heck is G. No, A B C D E F. I can't think of F. And then G. Cause she got a weird name. Hyacinth, I think is her name. G H. Hyacinth is the baby. What's that baby name? The boy. Cause it's another one. ABCD. Oh, you losing me at that Louise, baby. After that Louise, I'm lost. Cause the Hyacinth is eighth. So these two in the middle, one is a boy, and obviously, because one is the girl. G got to be the boy that loved the black girl because he was like, she's divine. I was like, one thing that Bridgerton's gonna do is not be with a white person. They said white people, yuck. Only reason why homeboy is with a white boy, which I think his name is Colin. I think that's Colin is with the white girl. The lady whistled down. It's because he was gonna be with her black cousin, and she wrote that shit away. And she would have murdered away in season 1. He would be with that black. He was gonna be with that black woman. He was like, I want her. I want her. She was like, that bitch pregnant. He was like, never mind. That was it. If she would have never written that in Lady Whistle down the social column or whatever, he was gonna be with that black woman. And then he wasn't with no woman. And he ran around like a rake, borderline, not as bad as his brother. Anywho, back to season 4. Because we can really get to I love Bridgerton. We can get to we can be in season 3 if I want to, but I digress. So anywho, we see that Sophie technically on her father's side, she's noble. So she like goes to the ball and the masquerade party, which is the ball, technically. And she gets not Colin, Benjamin to fall in love with her. Benjamin's like, I'm with the lady with the glove. I want that woman. All he remember was eyes and lips because she had a mask on. So he don't remember much. He trying to find this girl, trying to find this girl, trying to find this girl, right? So he like, if I can get Lady Whistle down to help me out. And Louise and Penelope like, if we write this girl and you everybody know you the rake. And we write this girl and you got her glove and she was with you by herself, everybody gonna think you soiled her. So we ain't finna do too much, you know? So then what borderline spoiler alert. I'm sorry. I know I'm like Daily Dollar Show with this spoiler alert. Y'all, I do spoilers. So if y'all like I haven't seen this stuff and I'm doing spoilers, I'm so sorry. I do spoilers. That's just how I express how I like it or how I rate it. That's just me. Anywho, back to what I was saying. So they're like, he was like, but can you keep it from mom? She's like, yeah, but borderline want to keep it from her. So mind you, they putting the story out there trying to see if anybody gonna bite. And Penthouse, not Penthouse, baby. And Stephanie House, they like the baby name is Sophia. I don't know where the heck Stephanie came from. I'm so sorry. Baby name Sophia. So they're like, Sophia, he's talking about you. She was like, is he? Yes. Then I thought the whole time I said, oh, this baby just don't like blessings. That's all that is. So then, so happens she get put out because the mama find her stepmother finds out what she did, puts two and two together. She like, oh no, get out my house, get out my house. So the daughter, I think her name is Posey. I love that baby. She first of all, like I said, I'm literally watching their social media. So the baby that played Sophie and the baby that played Posey literally got along on social media, and it was so dope. I just love to see it. So she getting along, she help up. She like, yeah, let me give you these metal clips. They worth some money. They can help you out a little bit, right? My mama doing you dirty, and I ain't for that. Like just cause she did you dirty don't mean I want to. So she don't. So anywho, she give her the clips. Now the mama on the world, but she like, oh, this bitch stole my clips. Cool. So that's in the background. So the girl finally finds some work, right? But she find it in a place where they're not the best to women. And one dude tries to assault her homegirl, right? Her homegirl got like a nub on her arm. Can't think of that baby name right now. Names ain't really doing a great job, and I usually do a good job with names, and they just not. And I know for the past few episodes because I'm kind of putting them all together. Names ain't naming the way they supposed to. Anywho, so anyway, she's like protecting her friend. She like, nah, man, you ain't finna just hang away with her because you want her. That ain't how that go. And Benjamin, like, so they go to come at Sophia and Benjamin like, is you cool? Like, we ain't doing that to women. The woman said no. Her homegirl trying to defend her. So now women are saying no. You think nah, man, not in my presence. But they're just, he said, I don't care what they are. They said no. So the answer is no. I loved it. So anywho, she done lost the job. Both of them, technically, mostly her, because technically, homegirl didn't fight back as hard as her. She's like, "Damn, it's my job. I gotta find somewhere else to be." Mind you, I could barely find anywhere because my stepmother done told everybody, "Oh, I'm not to be trusted. I'm a thief. I'm this, that, and the third. So ain't nobody finna give me no job for real." So cool. He like, Let me help you out. Mind you, in the midst of the scuffle, this man done got cut. So a bad rainstorm came in. He like, hey, how about we just? I think he got to my cottage. She was like, how about we go to my cottage? She said, okay, cool. They go to my cottage. She was like, this ain't a cottage. She was like, is this the barn house? And he was like, no. She was like, is this the cottage? And he was like, no, this is my barn house. She's like, what? Come to find out, the cottage really ain't a cottage. It was just called. It was literally named my cottage. She was like, what? Oh, what? Cool. She be with the man. She helped heal him. He in the middle of the night she found out he get cut. She helped him out, heal him up, patch him up, and then his actual I don't want to say servants, but his actual attendants of his house was like maiden butler was like but she's one of us, and he was like no she's not. She was like I can't wear these dresses. He was like you could change the dresses. Like she wouldn't change the dresses. He was like but you a guest. True that and such. And the lady was like but you're like me. So if he sleep with you, and she even told him, Benjamin, like if she sleep with you, it's only gonna be because you told her to, and she gonna feel like it's an obligation about her job. And they end up kissing, and he was like, but he didn't want that to be that. And she was like, don't forget, like the lady pretty much told, like, don't forget your place, like you still that, so you need to know who and what you are. Cool, cool. So they end up leaving eventually and end up going home back to his house. Mind you, she still served. No, she needed work. He was like, oh, I got a place for you to work. She was like, I can't work for your family. You're Bridgerton, I can't work for you. She ain't listen. He was like, that's the only place I can find for you to work. Even the mama was against it. Violet was like, oh, no, I done heard about her. No, she can't work here. And he was like, Mom, she nursed me back to health. Like, I would have died without this girl. Like, at least give her a chance. She didn't know job. Even her stepmother, oh, I can't think of that baby name. It's a very unique name. And they was like, she on the hunt because her because her last person working with her was so great. She needed 4 to replace her. She kept firing people because they wasn't doing good enough. Exactly. So she was stealing folks left and right to work for that lady. Then she even told who was they called Featherington. She took the Featherington main lady that worked for them to work for her. And she was like, "Oh, she's bad. Oh, yeah. Let me get the information. Think that's gonna help her." It did not help her because that lady was just a horrible person. And then when she found out it was a lie, she was like, "How can I fix this, baby?" She got to work for the Bridgerton. She got her friend a job because Benjamin was like, I got you a job. I'm gonna get your friend a job. We're gonna do this, whatever. She gave her a job. He ended up falling for this girl because of the house. He's still not knowing this is the girl he fell in love with a while back at the masquerade ball. So he give up, right? He's like, F it, I think I'm in love with her now. No, you in love with the same woman. She ain't changed. Baby. Everybody come up, oh baby, what's the Indian girl name? That's why I love like everybody came together. Penelope, they all had their babies and stuff. And then Anthony was supposed to get Benjamin together because he was like, I'm gonna take a mistress. And they was like, nah, man, you can't do that. He was like, but I'm gonna take a mistress. Sure enough, they fell in love. Come to find out the mistress was a child of noble blood, but have no blood. Because homegirl, her stepmama, when I say this is the part that made me cry. And true, I was hormonal and it was that time of the month. But I don't care. Because I probably would have cried anyway. Because I was like, why are you so cruel? Why are you so evil? This girl was in jail and she still wanted herself. You lied. This girl was leaving to go to America. She was finna come to the United States from goddamn Bridge. Like, why do you care? This baby was finna leave. She was like, no, I want her to suffer. The baby, and it was come to pass. I was like, no. She's finna leave. She's finna go to America. She's finna be gone completely. She's finna leave the country, the continent, everything. She's finna be gone from the whole shebang. The stepmom was like, how about I let her suffer in this prison? And then went to visit her in prison. I was like, why are you so cruel? Let that baby go. Like, what she do to you other than exist? And I guess because I'm a stepdaughter and I know what it's like for your stepmother to not like you because of your existence. And it's like, well, is that my fault or is that the nigga who nutted in my mother fault is the reason as to why I exist? I didn't make him nut in my mother. Okay? Be pissed off at him, not me. So, sure enough, okay, cool. Okay, cool. She's still mad or whatever. She like come for and I'm like, dang, why you so cruel? Baby, let me tell you what Violet and what's that baby that Benjamin did. That came for that girl. Got that girl up out that prison. How about you release her in our own continents? We use her, we need her, we can't live without her, we can't survive without her. They got that girl up out that prison real quick. You in the prison in our house, so she can be our servant. Meanwhile, they said, so she hit the door. She's a guest and she will not do any work. What? You just told the courts that you can't survive without her because you got all them babies and she been helping you and all them grandbabies. And then as soon as she hit the threshold of your door, you said she will never work again because she is a guest. I, the way they stepped for that girl, I said, let's talk. I ain't seen the Cinderella story better. Brandy is second to this, and I love the Brandy story. They marched. They said, jail. Let's get out. Got that baby out, said what they need to say. They was like, but you, I am the Val Contents. What was it? Vi Content? What Val Contents was it? Oh Lord Jesus. Okay. I'm the Val. Okay. Is it Vi? It's Viscount, right? So Viscountants. Vi Viscountants? I am Violet Bridgerton with the name in the title that y'all respect. And it is let that baby out of jail. That's what it is. Cause y'all finna drag me for this one because I don't know what I said. Anyway, so she did that. They got that baby out of jail. And of course they still got together. Child. They was like, we can't be together. So they were still together. And I love what they did. I was like, oh, because I kept saying the whole thing. I was like, damn, so her noble name ain't gonna mean nothing the whole time. They said, so then the black girl who Lady Donberry used to try to like, no, you will be perfect for the lady in waiting. She was like, I hate that position. She was like, I don't care what you like. I didn't like the position. But it works for me, and I'm telling you, are me now. Like, you're me when I was like 20, 30 years ago when I was first. I didn't know I was going to be this because you got to think about it. Lady Downberry was a lady in waiting, but she had to deal with the queen that was over Queen Charlotte. And Queen Charlotte was still Queen Charlotte. So you got to be mindful. She had to deal with Queen Charlotte's mother in law. And she was like, you getting a nicer version of what I had to deal with, baby. I'm just trying to tell you, you need to know your positioning. So cool. So anywho, she like, oh, you love gossip, da da da. She said, this the juicy story. You got found content. Oh my gosh, why can't I say the title? Val Kenton? Val Kenton? Val Kenton? Whatever her mama-in-law was. What's her name? I wish I knew her name. I can't even think of what her daddy name is at this moment, which really sucks. But Sophia daddy, whatever that title is, she was like, she got women coming to prison to see this like she got noble women coming to prison to visit her. This got darn maid nanny situation is a problem. You need to go see about this lady. Sure enough, she went in that room and they was like, she is lady such and such, and her daddy is such and such, and she the cousin of such and such. And they was like, she was like, I thought you said she said I must have misspoke. Because she'd rather her be a noble so she could truly marry the Bridgertons than not be and can't. Because she was like, literally, because at first when she told the queen, she was like, I can't let that go on. That baby gotta have some noble blood. So they used the noble blood, which was her father's name, and she was like, I think it was my name. Oh my God, I can't think. Oh my God, it's blowing me. So She was like, Posey was like, we're cousins. She was like, no, we're sisters. And then, she had to double the other daughter's money to get her man. When she saw that money went down, he was like, I'm out. I don't like you enough. I want your money. And the other daughter, she was able to get a man just fine that season with her money, and was like, because he gave them three daughters equal amount of everything. Cause one of them was like, "How do you know?" She was like, "What do you mean? It was told to me." She said, "That woman hates you clearly. You think that woman was telling you the truth?" She was like, "She do hate me." She was like, "Right? Do you really think that woman told you the truth about your inheritance? She don't like your existence. She wanted you to rot in prison for something her daughter did, which her daughter admitted to." Child, when that little money went down, that dude said, "I'm out. I don't want you. I don't like you. I liked your money. I was gonna tolerate you for the money, for the coin. I was going, but you no, horrible." She was, and she told mom, she said, "Do you not think I can get a man of my own?" Obviously not, baby. She didn't think nothing of you because she knew you wasn't going. She knew you had to buy a man. You should, because if my mama thought that I had to buy a man, I would cry. You don't think I can get a man of my own, mother? I need to buy him? Buy him. Okay. Moving on. Next up on the program, which I'm be honest, I feel like I've done this long enough. So they did reality check inside the America's Next Top Model, and it did have 3 episodes, which is on top. Which the first episode really, really touched on. Oh God, I'm finna suck my names. I see her face. She was the black lady on like the first season, and she had like the bald head, and they found out she was lesbian. Which, first of all, I'm gonna say this: we are in 2026, so like when people find out people are gay or queer or whatever, I feel like this. Can we stop being in 2026? Can we stop being weird about it? They've been gay and queer since the Bible. That's thousands of years. People been gay. People been queer. As long as you are loving a consensual adult that agrees to what is happening, love is love. Now, the moment you get to loving children and the kids can't consent, so long as it ain't that, love is love. Two grown adults, I don't give a care what that Clay got going on. That's them. And last time I checked, the Lord I serve and the God I serve say he without seeing cast first stone. I'm put my little pepper down. Ain't nobody finna hurt my feelings. Cause obviously I live in a glass house. I didn't see it. I'm not perfect. I'm not what? I am imperfection, so I'm not gonna do it. But that found out she was gay and I wanted to make that part of her storyline. Then they wanted to cover her hair and they cut up her hair, did it horrible. They want to cover her skin. Nati only mentioned that the white girl, I felt bad for her because they put that girl sexual assault on TV and spun it as she cheated on her boyfriend and let that man call her a bitch on TV. I watched the document because I remember that storyline because I watched America. I watched America's Next Top Model up to Cycle 8. By the time Cycle 9 came around, I was out until ISIS came in. Okay. Even Winnie Harlow, I was like, all right, I'm too far gone. But ISIS, I think ISIS was, ooh, I ain't trying to be wrong. I would say ISIS was like trans or something. It was something interesting about ISIS. And then Winnie was just like, she has vitiligo. I was like, so does Michael Jackson. So I was like, no disrespect to her, but it was like, so does Michael Jackson. This is it, nigga. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I'm sorry. Anywho, so with her, with the younger lady, they did that. And then when they replayed that back, she even told Tyra on the Tyra Banks show, which came after, of course. She was like, "Hey, don't play that because that actually ended up being my sexual assault slash rape." What did Tyra Banks do? Chew it up for the one time. Did you see it? And it's like, bro, I asked you not to. Bro, even in the documentary, she was like, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. As a person who was a survivor, the last, it ain't even the last thing you want to see. It ain't even. But if we had to choose a list of things, it's definitely at the bottom. It ain't even an honorable mention, but it's definitely at the bottom. I don't want to see my sexual assault. I don't want to see my rape. I don't want to see that. I don't even want to hear about it. Really. I don't. Because the moment you bring it up, I now have to relive it. And that, when she described it piece by piece, and you go back and watch, you be like, oh my God, they let us watch a woman get raped and just was like, this is entertainment, people. No, it's not. It's not, though. And then people, but it was up the time, but it was up the time. That don't make it right. I don't give a care. Marrying girls at 12 through 14 was a thing to do at the time. That don't mean we should still be doing that, though. That was a thing. At a period in time, that was a thing to do. That was. Marrying children, kicking them out of school, making them go to work as children. That's why how we got child labor laws. Because children used to have to work as adults when they were still babies. So, but we learned was like, hey, maybe the baby should finish their education. Hmm? Maybe the baby should get an education. Maybe we should do that. That's a thing. Like, as a people, when you know better, you do better. So we can't keep being like, well, that's what we did. Okay, but it was wrong though. That don't stop it from being wrong. That's the thing. So anywho, we see this assault and it's like, all right. Then another thing that really stuck out to me was the Denzel. Not Denzel. I'm sorry, baby. Daniel. First of all, let me tell you something. Them black women, them babies said age. Yuck. If I'm not gonna look like mine, I don't want to do it. Them baby aged so well, it didn't make no sense. But the young lady, I think her name is Danielle, and they did the gap. It's gonna be three black women I'm from, at least speak on. They did the gap. They made that, honey. First of all, as a person, I have an overlap. So if you look at my teeth really tightly, it's an overlap. My teeth sit on top of each other, like this tooth sits on top of the other tooth on here. People think my teeth are chipped, and I'm like, oh, you gonna get that together? No, they're not chipped. They're actually, if I had braces to separate them, you would see that they're actually two even teeth. But because my teeth are too big for my mouth, that's just how they turned out. But my smile is not less pretty. And I've always been complimented for my smile. And I don't give a fuck if I wasn't. I like my smile. So I ain't changing it for nothing. And I even talked about changing it with my dentist, and they was like, that's just cosmetic in vain. So why would you do that? So when I said, all right, I'm not. I'm not. And with Danielle, she did not. That first of all, the white baby that went in before, they took about half that baby girl out her head. That's it. And they was just a plucking teeth out that baby. Y'all permanent. Okay, it's one thing to give a girl a hair weave. Okay, that's the one thing. To permanently take teeth out somebody's head is different. Then they go to her, they was like, you can't continue if we don't close that gap. And she was like, mind you, I lived in Arkansas. I think she was from Little Rock, but I've lived in Arkansas. I'm sorry, y'all. Ain't nothing there. Not a goddamn thing. So I understand why that baby wanted to take up out of there. And her family saw it as an opportunity to get out. And so they took it, which I understand. And she closed the gap. She closed. It's not. I don't think it's completely closed, but still, it's like y'all forced that baby to do that to her teeth permanently. That's not a all right. She could pluck that out the mouth. Nah, bro, that's NFL. One girl had a book. Oh, these are all the teeth they took out. No, no, no. This shouldn't be a thing. And then and then like I think a couple seasons later, there was like a white girl that was like, "We're gonna widen your gap." Excuse the fuck out of me. So you mean tell me the black woman, y'all gotta close that gap, but the white woman, I was like, "We're gonna stretch that." So gaps are pretty, but just not on brown skin. I'm just help me out, Tyra Banks, because you are Tyra Banks, and the whole concept came from you. I don't give a care. Then she killed me when she tried to pull the. Well, that was the producer, and executive producer. Bitch, you the executive producer of the show because you was also the creator of the show. You was also the concept of the show because the concept came from your noggin. You know that big forehead portion that you love to talk about the people you said people love to talk about and make fun of you. That big, billboard brow you got going on. What are you talking about, Tyra? That big space between your eyebrows and your hairline where your brain sit behind. That was all you. America's Next Top Model. And then you literally said, I came up with this concept so I can, fix the the fashion industry. You literally became the problem that is the fashion industry. You literally fed into what the fashion industry was. What did you fix? Now, you probably set out to fix it. You failed immediately and abysmally at the same time. Because not even season 1 did you get it right. Because you immediately told the black girl she was too ashy. Told the black girl her skin was too wrong. Told the black girl her hair was too nappy. Told the black you did this to a black girl. Tyra Banks, did you forget you was a black girl? Bitch, you from like what, Compton? I'm confused. I'm confused. So what did you do? It ain't even like you got it right. It wasn't even like, well, it was like, well, okay, with Tyra Banks also right. No, she got it wrong from season 1. So she got it wrong immediately, always, and forever. So back to what was we doing? At this point, you was exploiting women for a profit. I'm sorry to say this to you. Well, I'm not sorry to say this to you because I mean it. You was exploiting women for a profit. That's it. And then when they left the show, back to Miss Danielle with the gap, they couldn't even go on into the modeling career because your name being tied to them and the American Next Top Model stonewalled them from anything. The only reason why Eva Pickford made it is because she said, "Oh, let me release this Pickford and go to that Marcel. They don't know who I am." By the time I got in the room and really got to where the heck I'm supposed to be, they don't know who I am. By the time they figure out who I am, it's too late. Eva had to rebrand herself away from you to even get anywhere. And let's be realistic, it didn't hurt that she partially rebranded herself with Tyler Perry more than she did with you. So then she started being tied to Tyler Perry from House of Pains than being with you, America's Next Top Model. And you knew. You knew. And I ain't gonna hold you. Eva, I love you dearly, Bookie Boo, but you played the role like you. I didn't know this was gonna. You was called Eva the Diva, baby, because you was part of the villains. What are you talking about? Did you forget that you was one of the villains? You are one of the villains, and you are the most historical villain in America's Next Top Model. What are we talking about? I'm actually mad that they ain't let Ancho on there. Ancho, you little young Indian baby, where was she at? I know y'all probably called that baby. She probably was like, I don't even want to do it. I don't want to do it to myself. Cause that's when I really was like, I'm out. And if it wasn't for I think what was it, Yasmin or something? Whoever was the she was the Latina girl season 8, and I think she ended up winning. That was the only reason why I stayed for Cycle 8. Because if it was not for her, I wouldn't have watched Cycle 8. After I watched what y'all did, I said, I can't keep watching y'all do this to women and be talking about I like women. And by like women, I mean I'm a girl's girl. You have to clarify, it's all types. But I digress. Like, I don't what? Clearly y'all don't like women. Baby, let me tell you something. Then, okay, now we done got me. Then what's the girl name? The dude was touching her on the show, and she said, "Hey, he touching me. I don't like this." And they said, "Well, if you have a problem, speak up." I am speaking up. Well, just do the shoot. But I'm uncomfortable though. Your photos came out bad. but because I spoke about this man low key sexually harassing and slash assaulting me because he's physically touching me and making me feel uncomfortable. And you told me if I feel away, say something. And then when I said something, y'all told me, well, shut the fuck up and do the shoot. And then the photos didn't come out great. And then y'all said, wait, but the photos didn't come out. Bitch, I was uncomfortable. It's hard to pose when I'm like, can you stop acting like you about 2 seconds from raping me? Like, it's a little it's hard to do. Yeah, I won't hear none of that, but all right, cool, whatever. Let's fast forward. So then we got Mr. J, and he was like, I did say some of that foul shit. My bad. He was like, I said that. Me fault. Maybe I shouldn't have said that one. No, probably you shouldn't have, sir. Maybe. Just maybe. Then you got Nigel. Nigel was like, damn, I did say that, didn't I? I didn't agree, but I said that. I did what I did. I said what I said. First of all, where was Twinkie? Because she was on there quite a few seasons. Nobody was how big your dad sat. Is she still alive? First of all, I ain't even trying to be disrespectful. Because if she's going on to be with him, I'm sorry. But if she not, your ass should have been on documentary too. Because baby, you was there for some of them seasons they was talking about. Because I remember looking at you. Janice the Dickinson. If she also ain't going on to be, I ain't trying to kill folks, but I'm just saying. If she, because these women want the youngest. And this is 20 something years ago. I was a baby. I was a kid. Like, my grades had numbers, not even names. So I wasn't even junior high by the time I got out of American Next Top Model. There wasn't even no, oh, she's in high school. Nah, nigga, I was out by I think it was 7th grade, 8th grade, maybe. I was junior high, middle school, elementary. I don't care what you call it. That's the grades I was in when I was out. I was a child, and I was like, I can't do this no more. We still watching this? By the time ISIS came around, I was in high school, and by Winnie Harlow, I think I was senior, maybe freshman in college. I was like, oh, I was so far out. It was past. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, no, I was done. I was like, y'all got this. I can't do this. I'm not gonna sit there and watch this TV. No. Mm-mm. I wasn't even watching Bad Girls Club and none of that. So I'm like, y'all gonna watch maybe America Child. Moving on. But anywho, not trying to kill these white women off if they still alive. Thank you. But if you ain't, I'm sorry. But y'all should have been on the documentary if y'all still here. If y'all ain't going on to be with them. I'm just being honest. But and then Miss J was like, I said that. I mean, the shade was there. It was what it was. I did what I did. But Tyra ain't come see me after I had my stroke. I'm so sorry. They was like, I'm not trying to laugh at her stroke, but it's like, and then she killed me. I love Miss J. Miss J had the facial expression. Miss J was like, they was like, have Tyra come see you since your stroke? And she was like, not yet. Girl, the fact that you said not, baby, just remove the yet. No. The answer's just no. She ain't seen you. She ain't gonna see you. I'm so sorry to you. Okay? It ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry. I really, really am. Because you've known her since she was 16. Like, I myself is 30 something years old. So I know Tyra Banks. She might not be 50, but she's 40 something. I'm for sure. She got to be. She might not be 50, but she's kissing it though. Like she looking 59 trying to lick it on the cheek or something, or kiss on it or something, suck on it or something, because she's really close to 50. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I'm just being honest. If I'm in my 30s and you was in your 20s going to your 30s and I was 8, come on now. You is close to 50s. I think Tyra Banks is at the bare minimum. She ain't no 80s baby. Mm-mm. She's not a millennial. That baby is Gen X. If Tyra Banks is Gen freaking Y with me, I'm gonna be so shocked, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be rude, because you gotta be mindful. She also acted with Will Smith and played like one of his love interests, but wasn't fully his love interest. Will Smith is Gen X. That's the whole generation before me. I'm Gen Y. I'm millennial. She got to be with him. I'm just saying. And that baby ain't 50. She close to it. Anywho, so Miss J was like, not yet. And it's like, girl, it's more like not at all. She ain't coming. She ain't coming. And then Tyra Banks, you was the executive producer of the documentary. Not to also mention the show. What was the Asian man name? Because I can't think of him and that white woman that was over UPN. Him who was over America's Next Top Model. And the white woman was over UPN. They was like, oh, we was full blown trash and we don't care, but it was for the ratings. Like, oh, we was completing other garbage. Like we was trash. Oh, we know we was garbage. But the ratings. What the money? Tyra Banks. This is the problem I had with you should just been with them two. Cause they was like, oh yeah, we knew we was garbage. At least I didn't even hold you. The Jays was like, oh, that was shady, but we said it. Cause it was the time. And then even Nigel was like, dang, I did say that. Well, I did. It was the time that it was like everybody else was like, I'm not saying this right. It was the time, it was the ratings, this is the reasoning. I ain't saying it was right. I knew I was trash. It is what it is. Today, garbage. Here goes Tyra Banks. I was helping the girls. No, you wasn't. I wasn't exploding girls, but you were though. I wasn't abusing girls, but you were though. I didn't take that trauma and throw it in their face, but you did though. It was like Tyra Banks. At least I think dude name was Ken. I can't think of the white lady name. At least do what everybody else did and said. It was the time. That, like we can slap because that's true. There are certain I'm a millennial. So I know that there are certain things as I'm in my 30s. There are certain things that we can say and do 20 years ago. We can't say and do that today. There are certain things that we can say and do 15 years ago. We cannot say and do today. Shit. Not Tyra Banks. What's that orange man name? What's his name? He the president. What's his name? Trump, that baby. Well, I don't know what that demon. That thing that was created. I don't know who the fuck he was created by. Y'all say the Lord. Oh, the Lord created everything, so I guess he did. I mean, if the devil shitted him out, he still would have been created by the Lord, because the Lord created the devil. But I digress. Anywho, that thing, that he literally ran on campaign. It's almost 10 years old now. Grab him by the pussy. You used to can say grab him by the pussy today and see how well that's gonna go. In 2026. Say grab them by the pussy in 2026 and see how far you get. Exactly. You won't get that far. But there are certain things that we used to say and do and acts that we used to have that flew. It just went because we didn't see the problem in it. Let me tell you something. Social media help people like, hey yo, we don't like that. That's not cool. You can't do that. We got because of social media, even me having this podcast and me having this like my platform, there are things that people could look at this and say, hey, Angelina, I don't like this. Hey, girl, I don't like what you're saying, what you're doing. Now it's up to me to care. Yeah, that's the question. Am I gonna give a fuck? But there are still things that first of all, I don't do things that for the most part, as far as I believe, I try my hardest not to do things that offend people. I digress. But there are things that if I say and do, people could say quickly comment like, I don't like this. This ain't cool. This ain't right. This is why this isn't right. We didn't have that when America's Next Top Model was out. That wasn't a thing. That wasn't even a concept. That wasn't even a concept for most of it. But one thing that really got me when she was like, "Yeah, we go over 20." No, before we go do this, the last girl, the black girl, we're rooting for you. Oh, baby. Her name was Danielle. What was it, Danielle? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. What's that baby name? Oh my God, I can see her face. We're rooting for you. And we was our let me tell you something. She rooting for that woman. She wanted this is the thing. Tyra and I'm not trying to cover Tyra, but it's the truth. This is just how I feel. I could be wrong. She She took somebody that I feel like had a worse situation than her brain upbringing, because I think she's from like Compton or something, Tyra. Because I know it's Los Angeles, but I think it's not like, I think it's like Watts or Compton or something. Like I don't think it's like I'm from Chicago. I'm from the South Side of Chicago. So when you hear Chicago, especially when a black person, especially when they say South Side, you go off the gangs, hood, da da da. Nigga, that's not necessarily true. But if you don't know nothing about my city, you only know what they told you and what you heard, that's what you're gonna believe. So when you hear certain places like Compton and Watts from Los Angeles, you gonna think about what you heard because those are black predominant places. There's places black people were. Technically due to red, baby, I ain't got time for history, but technically due to redlining, that's where they put them. So it's like, oh, well, this is gang violence, this is bad, this, da, 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 da. Not necessarily true, but that's also where your creativity at. But I digress, and we could talk about that tomorrow. But I feel like because she was from a place that when you think about it, oh, you made it out. No, she made she was made due to the place because that place is full of creativity and love and things like that. And because of white people and white media, if we being honest, I'm not saying that crime isn't there, but why is crime there? White people put it there. But I ain't really don't feel like doing a history lesson. We are already over an hour and I want to be done with this episode. So it's like we can do it, but it's like this is like Chicago, South Side, West Side. Oh, it's a whole bunch of crime. But why is a whole bunch of crime? Because y'all put it here. It's just the truth. So I think she comes from a place in Los Angeles that was like, oh, well, there's crime and there's this, that. Okay, but who put it there? So then it's like, oh, I made it out. And then she gets a girl, and I'm not saying a girl from there, but then she gets a girl that's from a place or a city or whatever. Was like, oh, it's a whole bunch of crime, and she made it out, and they're rough, and this, that, and the third. And it's like Tyra Banks is supposed to look like, to be honest, the counterpart to the white savior, which I guess is the black savior. And she's like, oh, I got you out, and this is that, and the third. And it's like, but you also exploiting the girl at the same time. And she didn't fall for the BS. You put that girl in a situation where she was supposed to read words that she knew she was gonna fail at. And one thing I do respect that baby for was like, I'm finna fail at this, and this looks like a trap, and I'm not finna fall into it. And when she decided I'm not finna fall into the trap, and y'all not finna make me look, because a lot of times people are even the dude who took the meeting with Tyra Banks said, "Oh, she's a model. I think she's stupid." Exactly. So the girl said, I'm not gonna be on camera when I'm trying to be a model, and already they think models are stupid. And you put me in a situation where I'm going to look and literally sound stupid. I'm not doing this with y'all. Being pretty is one thing. You cannot help the fact that you're physically attractive. They ain't got nothing to do with you. They ain't got nothing. That's only God. The reason why you're attractive is the God and the maker and the creator and the higher power of your belief and the higher power of your understanding. That is why you look the way you look. Okay? Or your parents. If it's just your parents, that's fine too. But my thing is, it ain't got nothing to do with you. You just so happen to look the way you look. Unless you go under a knife or something. So my thing is, she's like, what I already think we got darn idiots. You think I'm gonna sit up there and make myself look like that and sound like that? No, I'm not doing this. I'm out. That took wisdom. That took intellect. What that tell her? We were talking to you. You act like you don't care. You act like you don't want this. Cause she didn't want to actively look stupid and sound stupid on camera. She don't care. Oh, because she's not a true idiot. She shows her strength and power and like, I'm smart. Y'all not gonna make me look dumb. And that's still what they did. Tyra, shame on you. I'm gonna say this. You became the very thing that you hated. And a lot of people do this. Tyra, you couldn't stand the fashion industry and what it did and how it moved in people. Let's not forget that you didn't become that far from Naomi Campbell. You just couldn't beat Naomi Campbell. So what you did was you became her on your own territory and on your own playground. And then turned around and said, and we're looking for season 25. I'm going to tell y'all right now, anybody that look at this documentary, and I do mean documentary, not documentary, documentary. And it's on Netflix, so it's easy to find, and people been talking about on TikTok for a while. and you take your ass on season 2025, whatever the fuck she do to you, you deserve. And I mean it. Because you's the dumbest fuck. She's going to exploit you. She's going to make you look stupid. She's going to make a quick buck off you and not give a shit about you. So if you take your dumb ass over there and she do you dirty, that's your fault. Because you asked for it. You can literally turn on your phone and get the same exposure, if not higher, because Winnie Harlow was already known for like social media, I think Tumblr and whatnot, if I'm correct, if that's the correct platform. You can now in this day and age, for the past over 10 years, I've myself watched people that I've been watching for almost 10 years, if not 10, some more since Vine, baby. That's over 10 years. And they done blown the fuck up, made their own TV shows, and put other people on, made other people stars. If you sit up there and go on America's Next Top Model, and all you gotta do is turn on your goddamn iPhone, your Android, I don't give a care. All you gotta do is flip some on. Hit a switch and you can sit up there and make yourself famous. If you a model, walk on camera. That's all you gotta do. If you a model, put on pretty clothes. If you a model, show that face. If you a model, beat your face. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. But if you take your hand purse over there with Tyra Banks and them after this documentary, whatever happened to you, bro. And I'm not gonna feel no sympathy. All them girls before, they didn't know. So I feel sympathy. I have sympathy. I'm sorry for them. I'm sorry y'all went through them traumatic experiences. I'm sorry you got exploited. I'm sorry that happened to you. Especially to that baby. Oh my gosh, what's her name? It's some with an S. Especially to that baby that got sexual assaulted slash raped on camera. That is horrible. There's no reason why you're and that shit's on Hulu. There's no reason why what happened to you should be something that I can view just because it's Tuesday. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Danielle, you liked your gap and they forced you out of it. I'm so sorry. That shouldn't happen to you. To that young lady, but first of all, body was tea with the tie and the, baby. I'm so sorry that a man low key he sexually assaulted you too because he wouldn't stop touching you. Say, hey yo, I'm not feeling this. I'm so sorry that happened to you. That shouldn't happen to you. That shouldn't happen to you. I'm so sorry. That didn't nobody care. And you did your part. You said, hey, I spoke up. Andrew, you weren't even in the documentary. I watched it myself. I'm sorry the way they did you, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. To any female that felt slighted, that felt wronged, that felt like they got done dirty in the process of America's Next Top Model, I am truly and 100% sorry to you. Even though some of you I did not view and some of you I did, it does not matter. The point is, you still went through that. And for that, unfortunately, Tyra Banks is never going to tell you I'm sorry. I know you like this little random bitch I don't know and don't care about and tell me I'm sorry. I don't really want to hear that. But unfortunately, this is probably the only sorry you're going to get. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the fact that this might be the only one of the only sorries you get. I'm sorry for that. But period. That whole experience, that whole thing that you endure for some ratings and some views and some clicks and some likes and some talks about, I'm sorry. But like I said, you take your hand press on that season 25, I'm not sorry to you because this documentary came out first with the woman who did it. She did it. And if you still going there, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. So I'm not gonna say nothing on that. Anywho, last up on the program, we have Sommore, which she is one of my favorite, favorite, favorite female comedians, and she is the queen of comedy. Actually, she's the reason why I love the queen of comedy. That woman, I know this to Monique Babuki, baby. I'm gonna say this as a person. I felt this at 7 years old, and I definitely feel this at 32. You should not have went first. Last, you should have went first. It should have been you, then Adele. Some more should have been your closer. You was the same. You get put up the same set that DL Hughley did. I'm not dissing you. I feel like the only reason why you went last is because you were the only one that was technically on the TV show. DL was on the Hughleys. Steve Harvey and Cedric was on the Steve Harvey show, or Yeah, Steve Harvey show. And then, but originally, Bernie wasn't last, but his set was so good that it was like we got to put him last for the taping. And I feel like they only put you last because you technically was the only person on the show. And you weren't even number one on the call sheet. And I'm not trying to dish you, Monique. I'm just calling it like it is. I'm a true creative. I love true creatives and I love true creativity and I love true talent. I'm not saying you don't have talent. I'm just saying if I do your set compared to Adele Given set, compared to Sommore set, you had the weakest of the three. In my opinion, you should probably been the host. Cause I'd rather listen to Miss Laura than listen to you. Miss Laura had a better sense. She was the host. You should have been the host. You should have been the person like Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey was the perfect host. He did his little jokes and we kept seeing him throughout the show. You should have been the host. I feel like that. I feel like you shouldn't have had your hot 15, your hot 20 or whatever. That's just how I feel. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just calling it like I see it. I felt that way in 2001. I feel that way in 2026, 25 years later. Ain't not a goddamn thing changed. I'm sorry. I'm really not sorry. I admit what I said. I mean it. And especially after seeing this, I was like, this is why this woman keep getting Netflix special after Netflix special after Netflix special. Because she's actually the only queens of comedy that even the kings of comedy don't have as many Netflix. Literally, she is the only person that became this king slash queen of comedy that got as many Netflix comedies. The girl got about what, 4? She up there with Cat Williams and now I ain't gonna lie, she don't have as many as Dave Chappelle got like 7. But I think Kevin probably got about 6, 7. Bill Burr probably got about 5. Mike probably got about 3, 4. Cat probably got about 3, 4, and she up there with them. I'm just saying, literally between the kings and queens, you technically have 8 altogether. She's the only one that has a multitude of Netflix specials. Monique literally only has one. I'm not trying to diss her. The girl only got one, and she just got that. Sommore had like 3 before that. She's the only person from the kings slash queens of comedy that has a multitude of Netflix specials. I think she has like 4. Because they all be Chandelier something. She has literally 4. This either is number 4 or this is number 5. She the only one. She up there, Bill Burr, Cat Williams, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle. Now I know all these people I just named got probably more to her, but they don't like Dave probably got the most. Dave got like 8. I think Kevin probably got like 6. And then Bill probably got like 5, maybe. Maybe 5, 6. And what's that? Cat? Cat probably got the same amount of time. Probably like 4, 5. So it's like she up there with them. And to be honest, everybody just named before her was a man. So for her to have as many as almost the boys, it's crazy. Dave Chappelle is deemed one of the greatest. Bill Burr, one of the greatest. Kevin Hart, one of the greatest. So I'm not saying, and she's a queen. But she's the only person from the whole King Queens franchise that got as many to stand next to these other people. Is the point I'm making. Anywho, she did Chandelier Fly, and one thing I like that she did, she pretty much did the span of the special probably got shot in 25. She did a span from like 22, like years wise, 22 to 25. And she talked about everything from like the Diddy trial, what Cat Williams had to say. Um, because she did from 22. I was like, damn, girl, you still talking about that? Oh, from like the Will Smith slap. Oh my gosh. The presidential run. She talked about literally everything from the span of 22 to about 25. She talked about a span of like 3 years. And I when I say this, first of all, let me give my rating. I usually do a rating out of 10. I give this a 9 out of 10. When I say no, I'm lying. I give this a 10 out of 10. From the first, this special, I think it's a little over. It's like an hour, like 5 minutes, hour and 10 minutes. Within the first 5 minutes, I laughed. And she even talked about Ozempic, Oprah, everything. Up until that woman had me. She talked about Glorilla. I think she talked about Cardi B. She talked about everything. That woman had me laughing from the first 5 minutes. Within the first 5 minutes, mind you. I talked about Mike Epps and Cat Williams in prior episodes, right? And I love them. They was funny. I liked it, right? That woman had me laughing from beginning to end, hysterically. She had that. She when I talk about a talent, she is just that. I'm gonna be. I don't care. I'm gonna stop being like I care. I don't. Some more is proof as to why I feel the way I feel about her being the closer. That woman killed. She killed. I feel like she killed. She came in. She talked about a lot of stuff. She talked about Cat Williams. She talked about Shannon Sharp. She talked about Oprah and Ozempic. She talked about Glover. The pussy still good. She talked about every goddamn thing, and she literally talked about stuff. She talked about Tito dying. She talked about who died with Tito because they died. She talked about Farrah Fawcett shouldn't have died because she died. Well, not like that, like, but Farrah Fawcett died the same day as Michael Jackson. She was like, baby, you should pick a new day. She talked about everything. And when you go back, you're like, damn, girl, you talking 2022. But because it was almost like everything she got from the last special she had to this special, which obviously was shot in 25, she talked about it. And when I say, excuse me, one, she was like trying to give a positive aspect on everything, which I like. But two, she just talked about everything and it was funny. Like that girl from the moment, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I call her a girl. Like I promise you I'm not, because that's clearly a woman. Even her look, I said, girl, not girl, what that shit on? She had it on, boo. She had it on. And I'm just like, she ate some more. I am 32 years old. The first time I saw Sommore, I was 7 years old. So this is 25 years ago. I ain't never looked at that woman and said, why? I ain't never looked at a set she did and was like, ew. I she I I'm at all, like that's why I'm like talking in fragments, because I'm at all like, which that that's why I said, no, I'm lying. That's a 10 out of 10. That baby 10 out of 10, baby. She did 10 out of 10. That please, 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 please. If I ain't talking about none on this docket, none on this program, that made you be like, all right, I want to watch this, please. That's why I can't give you spoilers. Like I gave spoilers and everything else. That woman ate down. She did that. I I love it. Please watch that. If you have not seen it, it's called Sommore Chandelier Fly. She usually has this chandelier theme. Please watch that. Seriously, it will not be a waste of your time. It will not. That woman came out. I said within the first 5 minutes, Sommore, to the moment it ended, I was busting up laughing, crying, laughing, trying to catch my breath, laughing. That woman, she did that. So far, it has been obviously, like I said, Cat Williams, Mike Epps, and I'm not dissing them. She beat them combined, combined, combined. She beat them. Like she beat. I love them. She beat them. She beat them. They talked about their movie careers. They talked about what all they did in Hollywood. She did none of that because she beat them. She literally said, "I love what I do." She beat them. And she shot it in Detroit. She beat them. I can't tell you what Mike Epps and Cat Williams shot theirs. I don't know. I have no clue. She beat them. She beat him. And it wasn't even a competition, not trying to be disrespectful, because for her it wasn't a competition. For me, it wasn't one. But I'm just saying she did that. She That's a 10 out of 10. Let me tell you something. If you don't watch nothing else on Netflix, I'm trying to tell you, I'm need to turn on that some more. If you got an hour and you want to laugh, turn on that some more. Because you're going to do just that. You're going to do just that. That baby ain't done. And I'm going to end this episode on that because I have nothing else to say. That was a 10 out of 10. Sommore Chandelier Fly. You can find it on Netflix. Just to reiterate everything I talked about in the program today, I have Sistas, season 10, episodes 7 through 9, which if you buy, you can find it on Prime YouTube. BT Plus is no longer a thing as I shoot this episode. You could probably find on BT Plus for 5 minutes, but really I suggest you go to Paramount Plus to find it because it ain't gonna be on BT Plus too much longer because Paramount Plus it just merged into Paramount Plus, which Viacom been owned in. Viacom owns Paramount Plus, so that's not it's not like oh my god, you know. Anywho, Bridgerton is on season 4. All of season 4 is on Netflix. So if you want to really, really, I love their spin on the Cinderella story. I like the Cinderella story. I just don't like when a white woman is at the head of it. And I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just being honest. It's a book I read as a child. Girl of Many Stars, Cinderella story. Boom. Brandy's version, which I can't think of the people name, is someone H and F. That version. Well, Whitney Houston and Brandy. That okay, fine. Bridgerton. That's the Asian version. I just like when you put a blue-eyed, blonde-head baby bird. Like, she's Cinderella now. I'm like, I'm out. I mean, technically, yuck. That's normal for her. That's not fairy tale. These women, these Asian, black, and Latino. I mean, not Latino. Indigenous. They're strong women naturally. So when we have to not have like that is fairy tale for us. That's not that we have women like that, but yeah. See what I'm saying? Ew. Bridgerton can be found, season 4 can be found on Netflix, of course. It is a Netflix original. Reality Check Inside the America's Next Top Model can also be found on Netflix. And some more Chandelier Fly, which I gave a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 10. Can also be found on Netflix. Anywho, I have been Angelina Maria, and this has been AM Reviews. Y'all have a nice day. Okay, bye.